when we talk about innovation, and I've seen that, right? Just the name of the podcast, right? People are like, oh, that's a product. And so it's not a product. Innovation could be anything. Right. So some people think that ideation, right, in the beginning, when you do, whole product development and research and stuff, that ideation is innovation. How do you define innovation?
Yeah, I define innovation as an idea that is used, right? That actually is applied and therefore can generate a revenue stream or have a social impact or whatever you want it to have, but it's got to be applied.
Yeah.
And I think there is an obsession sometimes with ideas, maybe even an addiction with ideas, right? Because it's fun. We want to create ideas. I sat down, this is a bunch of years ago, with a good friend who I've worked with a number of years, who got to be CEO of this corporation. She's a fantastic woman who I adore. And I realized that she and I had just had a completely different concept of innovation.
Yeah.
She said to me, yes, I'm very excited. We're going to drive innovation in this company. And we're going to do it with an ideas competition. And everybody's going to get an opportunity to pitch their ideas. And we're going to fund some of them.
Yeah.
And that is the way a lot of firms do this, right? The trouble with that is that you haven't necessarily made it so that those people are going to develop ideas that are close to things you want to fund, where you think there's opportunity.
Yeah.
They also, we don't know anything about how they might combine together into better ideas. And of course, they tend to be focused in those sorts of activities on what's most obvious, rather than really stretching into solving tougher problems that require a lot of depth of insight and study. So I think if we think about innovation, we need to think about ideation, yes, but incubation, testing, and scaling, making it happen.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Mind the Innovation Podcast. New episodes are dropping bi-weekly, so make sure you're following wherever you get your podcast. You can find me on LinkedIn, search for Sanna Winding. You can also find me on YouTube, search for Mind the Innovation, or go to my website, sannawinding.com or mindtheinnovation.com. Stay curious, keep learning.